will now call a special common council meeting to order of April 13th, 2022. Roll call, please.
Alderman Kirkowski is absent. Alderman Lorik.
Here.
Dukniak.
Here.
Toman.
Here.
Gale.
Here.
Guzkowski.
Alderman Kirkowski is excused. But
Sorry.
Would everybody please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance? And would Deputy Clerk Miller please lead us?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So we will get right to new business, and that is engineering, and its consideration of a motion to award the Apple Creek Farm subdivision improvement unit price contract to the lowest responsive bidder and responsible bidder, Payne and Dolan, for an estimated cost of $572,275.93. Matt, would you like to give us a narrative?
yes, thank you, Mayor. Before you have a consideration for the motion as stated. Just to give you a little quick background, as you remember back in 2021, in November, the council adopted a resolution doing a project plan amendment for TIF number 7 that included improvements to Apple Creek subdivision, was roadway improvements to the sum of $650,000, and then park improvements, which will be spoken about later. Engineering department went out, analyzed the road, got an idea on an estimate. We put it out to bid, put some plans together. And the 4 bids that we received were in front of you. Payne and Dolan was low bid at $572,000. We also included some park improvements after working through with planning and DPW in preparation of the park installation for the pocket park. Some of those improvements include stone, a concrete ribbon to hold the rubber in place, some under drain so we don't duplicate the issues we had out at Lake Vista, and then grading, path improvements, and then some minor other things like that. Those were to the tune of about $50,000 for the park improvements. The roadway is about 525, I believe, or 521. Other than that, we did have some discussions with Alderman Lorik of the district in regards to traffic calming measures. We went through a pretty extensive, I guess, public involvement. We sent out letters. We looked for opinions in regards to speed tables or speed humps throughout the subdivision and other concerns that they had. We received probably a 50-50 split on whether they wanted speed humps, speed tables, or not. So we decided to kind of scratch that plan. We went with some other kind of minor traffic calming measures, which included adding some additional pavement markings, traffic or speed readers back and forth for speed. And that's the approach we took with conferring with Alderman Lorik. Some other improvements that will be taking place out there will be the improvements on Hanadell Boulevard. As we all know, those are not the most attractive, well-kept boulevards. So some of those improvements are removing all the landscaping within, adding some stamped concrete, and then the DPW will be helping us do some very low maintenance landscaping, which included a few trees and then some more of a natural grass, prairie grass. You have any questions? Happy to answer.
Thank you, Matt. Are there any questions? Greg?
No questions. I've been kept in the loop quite a bit about this. Just a thank you to Matt and Ashley. This kind of turned into a much bigger, drawn out planning project than I anticipated. And as he stated, there was a lot of back and forth with the residents regarding traffic calming. So I think they came up with a great plan and a great idea. Obviously it won't please 100% of the people, but hopefully enough will be happy with the job that's done. So thank you.
Anything else? Andrew?
Just a real quick note why we're here for the special meeting as well. I think the item was captured really well, but just a good story, good news story is the projects are being funded by TID 7, and TID 7 has had a remarkable turnaround. And we're really able to leverage strategically the growth in that tax increment district to really improve in advance this roadway and improve the ride and the maintenance of this roadway for these residents that are in the tax increment district as well. So it's a really good story to understand how the benefits of tax increment district can be conferred right away to the residents of the district once those districts are in a performing state, which all of ours are. This one obviously fell victim to the recession. It's one of our older ones, and the TIF expenditure period ends Friday. I don't know if that's midnight or that's 12:01 max, but you'd probably know. But it's really just a good story to share that these investments can be made using really the success of the growth from the developers' investments in this general area to do a roadway project that in a few years, I don't know how far ahead we are of schedule. This probably isn't not on the immediate radar, but the general taxpayers don't have to come up with those funds at some point in time to the tune of $500,000, $600,000, $700,000 to make those improvements. So wanted to share that.
Excellent. Any more questions, comments? Seeing none, motion?
Board moves to award the Apple Creek Farm Subdivision Improvements Unit Price Contract to the lowest responsible bidder, Payne and Doyle, Inc., at the estimated cost of $572,275.93.
Dukenyak, second.
Roll call?
Alderman Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Toman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
And item 4 is community development, and it's consideration of a motion to award the contract for the Orchard Hills Micro Park improvements and Apple Creek Farm subdivision improvements to Landscape Structures and Gerber Leisure Products for an estimated cost of $180,481. And with us is Doug Seymour.
Thank you, Mayor. I know you guys have had a long meeting, so I'll make it brief. This is kind of a sibling project to what Matt had informed you about as part of the last agenda item. Again, it was a need that was identified in that Orchard Hills neighborhood. In the Apple Creek Farm subdivision in that neighborhood, especially given the development of several residential communities to the north of that subdivision. It was felt that it was appropriate to have some kind of micro neighborhood park facilities. It's not a full-blown neighborhood park, but it does afford some opportunities for some play structures, a small shade structure, what have you. And again, being funded through the TID dollars in the expenditure period, which was a great use of that money and benefits the neighbors directly. The neighborhood actually was asked for comments. We did have a few people come into a neighborhood meeting, so they wanted to give some pretty good remarks with respect to, with respect to the types of play structures what they wanted to see there. They asked for a few things that probably didn't work out, given the limited size of the park itself. But we were able to come up with a plan, and working with the DPW that I believe will present them with a very attractive park and an amenity for that subdivision for years to come. A little bit different in the sense that the contract is being awarded under a national and state contract, and that therefore really they did the negotiation prior to that. So we didn't actually go out to bid, such as was done with roadway project. The pricing was done through that contract, which allows for the lowest price, and therefore our DPW essentially got that price without having to go out to bid. So the project itself is a combination of, again, a play structure as well as a pavilion. Actually, two different play structures, including one that's a little more ADA accessible. There's just the general play structure, and you've got a picture of that in your council report as well. In colors, kind of equipment choices, those are all done by a small group of residents. We didn't get a lot of input on that, but the resident input was there. Also, and again, thank you, Matt, and working in conjunction with the roadway project, we were able to, I think, really get the majority of the site work done as part of the roadway project. So we didn't have an open construction site there during the summer, because the park equipment will follow a little bit later in the year. But I think just pleased to bring to you this evening the proposal for the Orchard Hills Micro Park, and that's not what it's going to be called. We have a new name for it. in the amount not to exceed $180,481. Questions or comments?
Anything for Doug? Greg?
No questions, just another thank you, for the work that was put into this. I know that there was the public meeting held, and specifically a family with, I believe it was 4 little girls showed up. And I'm glad to see, as much as possible, items that the kids brought up in that meeting were incorporated into this plan. So, I anticipate the neighborhood, welcoming this, a welcome change and a welcome addition to the neighborhood. So thank you.
And again, just to comment, I really like the inclusiveness with the ADA. And then there's some adult features to it too, with workout and the connections to the path. It was just a great addition to the area. And I want to thank Park and Rec's Commission as well for their input on it, helping set this up. So,
And as well, the utility,
yeah.
because they've had a significant role in that as well.
Yes. Thank you for that, Doug. Appreciate that. So if there's no other comments, questions, motion please.
Clark moves to award the contract for the Orchard Hills Micro Park improvements in the Apple Creek Farm subdivision, improvements to landscape structures and Gerber Leisure Products at the estimated cost of $180,481.
Dukenyak, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Dukenyak.
Aye.
Toman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
And item 5 is our vendor summary report from March 29th, 2022. If you'd all please take a look. And any questions, I'm sure Max can easily handle them. Go to him. And when you are satisfied, we'll entertain a motion.
Thank you, Mayor. Gail will move to approve the March 29, 2022 vendor summary report in the amount of $592,858.79.
Guzekowski, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Toman.
Aye.
Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
No, will bring us to adjournment, and this was a special council meeting that we needed to have, but all things happen for a reason, and it gave us the pleasure of having Mike at his last meeting. We've all said our goodbyes, but again, Mike, want to thank you on behalf of myself and all the residents of Oak Creek for just incredible service to the city over the 18 years you served.
Thank you, Mayor. And I'm stealing this. For the record, Krista told me she gave me authorizations. She's in charge.
If Krista said it's okay, it's okay. So that will bring us to adjournment, and Mike, I think it would be appropriate if you adjourn us.
No, I don't want to adjourn.
You don't want to?
Somebody-
You don't get paid by the hour.
I'm voting no on this, just so you know, I'm giving you a heads up.
Okay. Anybody motion to adjourn?
Gail moves to adjourn. I got places to be, so.
Guzekowski, seconds.
Roll call.
Alderman Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Toman.
No.
All right, everybody. Hey, thank you for coming in. Again, this was very much needed, as Andrew said. It was a short meeting, but a very important one. So thank you all, and staff, thank you for your hard work. Appreciate it.